All right, good evening, everyone. The hour being 6:30, I hereby call to order the King William Board of Zoning Appeals meeting. Who's calling the roll? Ms. Brover?
Mr. Fogg.
Here.
Mr. Bailey,
Here.
Ms. Broadus,
Here.
and Ms. Walker.
Here. All right. And next, the meeting agenda is offered for review and adoption. Is there any discussion or suggested modifications to the agenda? All right, I will entertain a motion to approve the meeting agenda as presented.
I motion that the meeting agenda be accepted as is.
Second.
All right, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right, are there any abstentions or is anyone opposed? All right, seeing a majority in favor, the meeting agenda is adopted. All right, next, the minutes from the BZA meeting of February 28th, 2023 are offered for approval. Assuming the board members have had the opportunity to review the minutes, is there any discussion or suggested edits? And if not, I would entertain a motion to accept the minutes as presented.
So moved.
I'll second that.
All right, Ms. Berger, please call the roll.
Mr. Fogg,
Yes.
Mr. Bailey,
Did we do this one?
Mhm. Now we're approving the minutes.
Yeah, they're fine.
Ms. Broadus,
Yes.
and Ms. Walker.
Yes. All right, thank you, Ms. Berger. All right, we will now open the public comment period. If anyone in attendance or participating remotely wishes to speak on matters unrelated to the application under consideration this evening, now is the time to do so. Interested parties will have one opportunity of 3 minutes per individual speaker or 5 minutes per group or organization. Please state your name and district of residence. Ms. Grover will be our technical assistant. If speakers are participating remotely and wish to speak, please indicate so by raising your hand virtually, or if you have dialed in, please press 9 on your phone. Again, this is for non-public hearing matters not related to this evening's variance request. The public comment period is now open. Right, and I don't see any remote participants. So, recognizing there is no one who wishes to speak, I will close the public comment period. Okay. Next on the agenda is the public hearing for variance request B-01-202023. Owners Sylvester and Shakia Robinson and applicant John Zeilinger. Hopefully I didn't butcher that. Ms. Grover, please summarize the case before.
I'm sorry. We got the big dog.
Good evening. So tonight we have a variance request from Mr. and Mrs. Johnson, who are in the audience to answer any questions that you may have as well. Their property is at 2574 Mahickson Road. It's just under an acre. It's 0.919 acres. And they're requesting a variance from the required 25-foot setback to 11.9 feet on each side. And from the front setback, which is 75, and they would like a 3.9 foot reduction to 71.1 feet. So this is the property. This is a GIS view to take a look at it. The property previously had a house on it. That was in bad shape. They demolished the house and they were wanting to put a modular on there. Okay. And then you can see that everything around there is zoned AC. Okay, this is the first plat that they had done just before before the house was torn down. When that was done, the surveyor had it at 145 feet, the width of the lot. When they purchased the modular, they purchased it with the understanding that they had 145 feet. Okay. So when they went back to the surveyor to get the surveyor to put the modular, to place it on the property. He came up with another survey, and I believe it was 109 feet. So they lost some footage there. And this is the plat, and Christina put that on there with the side setbacks and what they're requesting. And then of course the 75 feet. They're not able to move it back any further. They're planning to use the existing septic system. We don't have anything from the health department yet because they have an application for the well, but they can't approve anything until they abandon the existing well. Even though it was already there, it's too close to the septic system, so they have to abandon the one well before they can get approval to use the septic and have a new well. So, and that would have to be resolved before they could get a building permit. And this is just the future land use map. And this is where we posted the sign. And that's the lot. All right, I'll be glad to answer any questions. And like I said, we do have Mr. and Mrs. Robinson in the audience also that could answer any questions.
Does the board have any questions for Ms. Green?
I didn't drive by, but isn't the house already there?
No, they had one there. They had it torn down.
No, the modular.
Unless they just put it up there.
No, I drove by right.
It wasn't up there
Mhm.
the other week when we went by.
Any comments from the neighbors, from the comment period?
We haven't had anybody call in opposition or. And I believe this is family property, is that correct?
Who lived in that? Yeah. Are they gonna come up? Can I?
Sure. You ready for them to come up?
Yeah, who is so the applicant is John Zalinger?
He's the with the Clayton Homes.
Okay,
Is that correct, Clayton?
He was able to be here on vacation, so I'm going for
okay. Yeah.
Sherry, how did that inconsistency on the survey happen?
I don't know because it's the same surveyor.
I talked to the surveyor and he said apparently it was something with the tax records. He was pulling from something. He only found this out after he did a survey 3 doors down. I thought he said he had explained it. Maybe he
I've not talked to him.
it would be interesting. It's he's worked hard and he's been around forever. But apparently it has something to do with this lot existed in, I mean, this is obviously a non-conforming lot. It's not even an acre, so I guess we're gonna discuss it. My opinion is more like it's almost like an R1. So it's a shame we couldn't get 160 foot wide and keep 15 foot off the side instead of 11, but I think that apparently it was, I thought he came and asked questions. He explained it to me. I didn't take notes, but he had I mean, you can tell the back line is different as apparent, and like 86 or something, there's some, it's a bigger thing. There's some lots that were cut off the road. It also doesn't touch the road because the road was changed. That's why there's an easement to get to it. But it made sense that I guess in
And his
based on what he was
defense,
pulling, it made sense, and he only found the mistake. He went 3 lots down. I think he let the people know, correct? Well, I mean, who did the site plan? Did you pay him to do the site plan?
Well, we hired him to do the site plan. It wasn't until we did the site plan that we were made aware that we were starting to have a lot of that.
I think it had, and I should have written it down. It made sense to me how, because normally, surveyors don't like make mistakes, and you can tell he set 2 rods when he did the line that he changed. He set those rods at the time going on some, I want to say, old deed stuff or old tax information. And actually, if you look at the tax, isn't that really?
Percentage wise, it was a pretty big mistake.
Yeah, it's just, it's kind of. And if you lived in the house before, you guys, I see you don't, your address is in Glen Allen, so you don't, you live in the old house.
The original survey that was done, that was decided, it was fairly new, January 13th, 2022.
Did you guys commission that survey? Is that? Did have the landowners commission that survey in anticipation? Of,
If we can get them to come up to them.
Yeah, you
to the
guys
mic.
can
Sorry,
come up.
sorry.
That way everybody can.
Yeah, I'm kind of out of order. a little bit.
Okay, I'm sorry, I have to do it.
Yeah, the, yeah.
Good evening, everyone.
Hello.
Hey,
Shakira.
good evening.
Hi, Shakira.
Hello,
I'm Sean.
this is Sean.
Hi.
How you doing?
So you said that you commissioned a survey for the new location of the new mobile home, modular home,
So when you say commission, what is it?
or requested one.
So, yeah,
What's the date of this one? I don't have my glasses. Not the original, the one that you're saying where it was wider.
So that one was done in 2018. That was
February 15, 2018.
that was 145 feet across.
Mhm.
Yeah, if you can tell that, other than he's got that back one, does his tax map resemble that? See, your tax map more closely resembles the original. I think that's what he was saying, is the survey was based on information. Other than who had that, he straightened up that back line. You can, obviously, that's like a different rectangle than what it turned out to be. So that's probably, he was. There was a reason why his survey, his new one was different, he was explaining. I don't think he was just drinking that day, it was, there was a reason for it. And, which sounded, his reason sounded plausible, I mean, he didn't,
Sounds like
yeah, see if you.
county
if you look
records
at-
were involved.
If you look at that, that doesn't resemble the tax map as closely as the other one does, so I'm thinking that maybe everybody thought that was another thing, not just the surveyor, I don't know. Where'd you guys, when you lived there, where'd you think the line was? Did
I
you
don't know,
think-
I was a child when I
Oh, it's
probably
been a while
wasn't even
since.
born when my family, owned the paper. So it was past them, I only did what I do, and that was pay for a survey.
And this is something we require, like I said, when they apply for a building permit. So that's when they required that the surveyor go back out there and do a survey showing the new modular on there.
The GIS looks like it's,
But the GIS is only a tool. It's not
Right.
100% accurate.
And so that kind of survey showed my neighbor owning a good portion of my field.
You know, the people that on each side of it,
Yes, all of those are our cousins.
they okay that you're only
Yes,
11 foot
and,
off?
yes, and one of my cousins actually had signed an easement to allow the
I see,
home
yeah.
to come into that, so that in case he's on his land, it will, be
Is that
okay.
what, I think the surveyor said this road was moved at some point.
The road still looks the same to me,
Well, that's, I mean, somebody would be a fool to cut land. You've got one point on the road and then you have no.
Right. No access, no access.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
like, look,
apparently, that's what, at some point, this road to Hickson was moved a little bit and they just like continued. It's what the surveyor said. Cause I just asked them, seemed to, since it was like a family, and I guess this was done before we had the 5 acres, which is loosely followed, in the last meeting. I guess that's not That's just more a suggestion than a rule, so, but this was done before that suggestion was in place. I see not being 70 foot off is, again, since it's more like a R1 and R1's 40 foot off the road. And I don't know what the other ones are, the 11 foot seems close, but it looks like, your site plan, you're gonna try to set it like this as best you can. Stay
Yeah,
about
we,
11 foot off
we're
the
actually,
top.
I think the survey is already, in the four corners, 40 foot.
Oh,
Yeah.
shoot, the well you've been using, is that closer than what, 100 feet from the septic? I guess this is a shallow well, a bored well that's there.
So yeah, so it's a board well, so I don't think there's anything ever on file. So they're making us, conform to the new, Virginia Department of Health guidelines. So we're having abandoned the existing well, then dig the new well to conform with the setback off the existing septic.
Yeah, what's it, like a bore's gotta be 100 foot away.
Oh, 100 foot, yeah, it's
And,
100 foot, yes, sir.
You know anybody that bores wells, or are you gonna put? it
No,
back?
you know what? It's a business since the pandemic. The place that, you can't get anybody to do them. It's a guy in Appomattox that's about to go into business, but he's the only one in the state. I know all the guys around here won't have business. So,
Wow.
It's the only thing that would, if this is 25 setback, you'd have to have a unit that's only 50 foot wide, and this seems like, to me, this seems like, well, we had this board and this, after talking to the surveyor, this made sense, I guess, and it's in good faith that you committed to this size unit. So makes sense to me.
Thanks.
I agree.
Do you guys have anything else you'd like to share with the board?
And that's it. I think we've kind of laid out kind of what we got, and you
Yeah.
guys seem to talk to the surveyors. We get a good understanding of what's going on. So.
Yeah, I think that the whole scenario is pretty clear what transpired.
I'm very comfortable.
I'm comfortable.
I mean,
All right.
if there are other homes nearby that are similarly situated, and they're next to family who aren't complaining about the closeness of the side.
They were provided notice, and obviously no one's here to disagree.
All right, are there any further questions for the applicant?
No, but thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
And any further questions for Ms. Graham? All right, now I will open the floor for public comment period for variance request B-01-2023. And same rules as before, speakers have 3 minutes per individual or 5 minutes per group or organization. Is there anybody that would like to come up? All right, and seeing no one, I will go ahead and close the public comment period. Okay, Ms. Grover, or Ms. Graham, have you guys received any correspondence in support or opposition?
I haven't.
All right, and. All right, I take it the board feels sufficiently informed to make a decision? Okay. Without objection, in accordance with Virginia Code 15.2-2309, powers and duties of boards of zoning appeals, I will entertain a motion to either approve or deny the variance request.
I would move to approve it.
All right, I have a motion to approve the variance request. Do I have a second?
I will second that based on all of the information, both from Sherry and from the homeowners, of the sequence of events that transpired to get them to this position. So I would also agree with the motion to approve.
All right, is there any further discussion? All right, if there's no further discussion, Ms. Grover, can you please record the votes?
Mr. Fogg,
Yes.
Mr. Bailey,
Yes.
Ms. Broadus,
Yes.
and Ms. Walker.
Yes. Okay, the variance request V-01-2023 is hereby approved. All right, and thank you, Mr. and Ms. Robinson.
Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for your
Y'all have a good
time.
evening. Is there any other business before the board?
No, like I had said before we started, we do have another application that came in today. So that will be at our July meeting.
All right. In that case, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I motion that we adjourn.
All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? All right. Board of Zoning Appeals meeting is now adjourned.